Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, please don't forget to subscribe, and also you can turn on the notification bell so you know when next I upload a new video and you do not have to search for my videos. Today's video is not going to be, I'm sure from the title of the video you already know or have an idea of what I'm going to be talking about in this video, to share my experience and my opinion based on some comments that I've actually been reading concerning the matter at hand. I wasn't going to say anything because I'm usually not the type to comment on such things on social media, but in the course of my reading some of those comments, I came across some comments that were just terrible, very terrible, and I wasn't too happy about them, and it just made me want to share. And this is like one of the platforms that I actually have to share this kind of things. So I'll just mention two of those comments that really got to me, and based on which I want to share my experience. Now, the first person said something about why did it take her so long to say something, or why didn't she say it immediately it happened, or at least she was not the only one at home, she could have screamed, or a lot of nasty stuff. See, the thing is, I didn't even take my time to watch all of the videos. I didn't think I need to watch all of the videos to believe a story. I watched the one that was, I think, was like the most popular one, where it started from when he came to the house and blah blah. And I don't think I have to listen to everything she has to say whether she was saying the truth or not, because the thing is, it's a truth, and it is not for you to come out and say no, she's lying, or no. If you have not been there, you shouldn't open your mouth to judge another person or judge how somebody should react to something that happened to them and they got traumatized by it and they didn't know what to do about it. Like I said, I didn't take my time to watch all of the videos, so I don't have the full details, and I don't think I need to have the full details. My point is just that sometimes when some things like this happen, trust me, you would not be thinking about who to tell or how to say it, because sometimes you probably would not even understand some of these things. Now, I've never been raped before, let me just put that out there, so I don't know how it feels like, but I know that I've had my share of sexual harassment from somebody that you would not even expect that kind of thing from. Someone who you trust so much, someone who your whole family trusts so much, and the first thing that comes to your mind is, who would believe me? How do I even say this? And I have 3 brothers, but growing up then I had 2 other brothers and a male cousin living in my house, and I was always the only girl. Meaning, even when they had friends over, they always had boys. And I know that at least at some point when I was still about 6, 7, I remember somebody trying to touch me inappropriately, and even because we were not the only ones in the house, and somehow I just felt like it wasn't right, and I just moved away from him. And I remember he tried it a couple of times, but I wasn't comfortable, so I kept on moving away. I was about 6 or 7, but somehow I just felt that wasn't right. And I remember he made me sit on his lap, and then I could feel he was a bit older than I was, so I could feel his hard on and stuff like that. He was always rubbing against me. In fact, initially I thought it was his belt buckle that I was feeling, but later I understood that it was not just about that, and thank God that I wasn't really the only one around then. It didn't escalate further. But fast forward to when I was in my teenage years, I think I was about experience that I actually was aware at that time, so I could understand what was really going on. And we used to have a very close family friend that then had always stayed in our house. I had done this video before, but while I was listening to it, I knew that I shared some things that there's no how. If you know me, you probably already know who I'm talking about. If you know me from way back, you would know. This video is really not about that person. So I decided to do this video again and try and cut out some things, just so that the message I'm trying to pass across is what you get and not something else. So he used to be a very close family friend, stays in our house whenever he's in town, and I remember that I've known him from maybe when I was like 7, 8. At least as at the time the incident happened, I had known him for about 10 years or thereabouts. And I remember that very morning I was not feeling well. I'd been a bit sick. It was shortly before I got my admission into the university. I was a bit sick. I was at home, so that morning I think I was trying to have breakfast, so I started feeling like throwing up. And my house was a duplex. My parents stayed upstairs, we stayed downstairs. That's where, okay, the kids' room and the guest room downstairs, my parents stayed upstairs. So then my parents were probably getting ready for work. They had not come downstairs. It was just me and this visitor in the house. And I remember that after I left the dining table to go throw up in the bathroom, he came after me, and then in the bit of trying to say he was holding me up from, I don't know, whatever, I could feel him trying to fondle me in the process, fondle my breast precisely. And even though I was in a very terrible state, I could feel what he was doing, and I wasn't very comfortable with it. But I tried to excuse it away in my head. I told myself, maybe it was a mistake, maybe he wasn't even aware I was doing that, he was just trying to help me and stuff like that. So I just dismissed it, and I was done throwing up. I rinsed my mouth, I left and stuff like that. And this is somebody that was, well, I would say 80% of the time usually around my family. And by then I had not gotten admission. My brothers were already in school, so they were hardly in the house. Then I had a kid brother that was about 8 years younger than I was, so I'm not even sure. He probably was around then too, but he's not somebody that would even know what is going on. So, and after that day, I told myself, okay, that wasn't okay, but because I can't be too sure if it was a mistake or not, let me just start to observe this guy. I remember that there are times that I want to give him something. He would probably, when you want to give somebody something in the hand, then instead of him just to take it, he'll probably just rub you all over. Like sometimes he would do as if he noticed something on your skin, and then he uses the opportunity to touch you and stuff like that. So I kept on taking note of all of those things. So as much as possible, I tried to avoid being alone with him or just having physical contact. So at times when I need to give him something, I just drop it on the table and then let him pick it up by himself. So, and then I also noticed that there are times that probably he has to drop me off somewhere, we're in the car together, he's just staring at me with such lustful look in his eyes, and in my mind I'll be looking at him from like the corner of my eye and be wondering what is really going on in his mind, as if he could just devour me right there, he would. And over time, I started getting very uncomfortable. My attitude to him changed. This brings me to how sometimes parents should also be observant. If your child changes their attitude towards somebody that is very close to your family, you should investigate and find out why that child is doing that, because this is somebody that my parents trusted so much, and most times they were always, every opportunity they had, they push you to this person. And even when sometimes I'm quite reluctant or I don't hold him with that esteem that I used to anymore, my mom would be like, why are you so rude to this person? Why are you being naughty? Why are you this? Why are you that? Why are you being such a rebellious child and stuff like that? They didn't understand why I changed, and they didn't really bother to find out why. And really, I don't blame anybody anyway, but I'm just saying these days we should do better as parents and as the society. Anyway, the part of this incident that really got me 100% fully aware. Now, this thing I'm sharing, it didn't just happen in a very short period. This was over the years. Like, it happened like 2, 3, 4 years. Because I remember that even while I was in school and I still had opportunities to still be in the same place with this person, there are times that I'm probably trying to sleep. There are times I notice that I can't even find the key to lock my room door. just so even there was a time that okay, anytime I'm at home alone with him, I go to my room, I lock my door from behind. But after a while, I noticed that I could not even find my key anymore. That's just to tell you how bad it was. And there will be times I'll be trying to get some sleep, and then I just wake up to somebody trying to feel me, touch my legs, try and touch my laps and stuff like that, and just very, very inappropriate. And by then, at least I know it started from when I was like 17. And if I say it happened over the next following years, I was already very much aware of what exactly this person was trying to do to me. So it's not like I was assuming or anything. The only thing is because I couldn't tell anybody about it. I didn't feel anybody would believe me because this person is actually a pastor. So I told myself, well, okay, as much as possible, I'll just avoid this person. And there was a particular time my parents were giving me so much issues when they noticed that I was always avoiding the guy. They thought it was because I was trying to be rebellious. I didn't want to be under any form of authority. And especially my mom, she because she really held this person with such reverence. And there was one day we had a fight about the incident, and she left angrily. She went to bed. I remember my dad later coming downstairs to ask me, don't I think they are doing the right thing by making sure that at every point in my life I have somebody to guide me and to put me in the right path and stuff like that. And why do I always prefer to go to the people that they don't really trust? And then I told my dad, like, it's these people that you don't trust that I feel safe with. The ones you think are Christians, supposedly pastors. This person I'm talking about was married as at this time that I'm talking about. So these people that you think I'm safe with, or you think they are the ones that are actually the Christians, they are the ones going to heaven, they are the ones that can't do no wrong, they are the ones that are very terrible. I remember my dad looking at me with a shocked expression on his face and asking me, what do I mean by that? And I'm like, well, I really don't want to go into details, but I know what I'm saying, and I just don't want anybody to force me to do what I don't want to do. So that they should just let me be when it comes to that particular person. So I can't remember if I mentioned one of the incidents. Okay, I think I mentioned one of the incidents to my dad. I didn't go into so much details, but I remember him asking me, are you sure? As in, are you sure it was not a mistake? Are you? And I was like, Daddy, this has been happening for a while, and I've taken my time to observe and to understand what exactly it is, and I know what it is to be what it is. So I'm not making anything up, but it's fine. Dad said, okay, hope we didn't go beyond that, blah blah blah. I said, well, no, we didn't go beyond that. So I don't know what my dad did about it. I don't know if he told my mom. I don't know, whatever. I don't know, because I know it just never came up again. So, and now the funny thing is, I told you that this guy was married. I remember there was a time that I was with a wife, and we were having a conversation, and she was telling me about how a certain girl in church had gone to tell her parents that the man did something funny to her, and it became an issue. They had to bring up a committee, blah blah blah, and she was really angry that this girl, they have helped her so much, that she cannot believe that this is how she feels she can get back at her family, blah blah blah. Now why would she be lying about such a thing? And I was in my mind, I was like, oh, so I'm actually not the only one that have experienced this person in these regards. That if only she knew, because she was really in her mind, she was so sure of herself and for her husband, that her husband could not have done that. And in my mind, I just told myself, wow, so it wasn't just me. At least thank God that somebody actually got the courage to speak up. And whatever happened, I didn't follow the story. I don't know if anything came out of it, but that was the time I just told myself that, okay, thank God now there's more than one person experiencing this, so it's just time for me to stay away from this person. And thank God by that time I was done with school. I was already living on my own. I really didn't have reasons going home like that or being around that person. So that was how it just fizzled out. But even times after that, when I've been opportuned to be in the presence of that person, I still see that look. In fact, the funny thing is, if you as a third party sit with us in the same room for 30 minutes, you will notice something was going on. Because I remember the first person I shared this experience with, it was because of that kind of business. We were having a meeting, and in the whole of that meeting, that person was observing the way he was looking at me and all of that. And after the guy left, he had to call me and ask me questions and stuff like that. And at some point, I had to just, I think I shared some part. I don't know if I went all out, but I just said, well, it's something that I'm aware of, and I've been trying my best to just manage the situation. So back to the person that said, no, it was consensual. That is why she didn't talk. That's why it happened the first time, the second time, the third time. Trust me. When you are in that kind of situation, there are so many things that happens up here that you either keep trying to rationalize it, you keep telling yourself, no, did this happen? Sometimes you are not even sure if it happened, if you are imagining it. And then the fact that you know that the kind of society that we are in is a society where if you come up with something like, especially when you are dealing with somebody that is in quote high profile, there's tendency that nobody would believe you. There's tendency that everybody would blame you for being the cause. So you just tell yourself, oh, let me try and manage this situation as much as possible. When I put up this thing on my status, I remember somebody that knows me very well said, well, that he knows I'm a very strong woman, blah blah. Yeah, some of us might be strong, some of us might be able to handle some of these things, but there are some people that can't. There are some people that they need somebody else to stand with them, somebody that they've been able to share this experience with, somebody that they've been able to confide in, that would now take it up as their own cause and fight on their behalf. Not everybody has that person. Not everybody has the strength to even fight on their own. Not everybody has the strength to even say it. I also shared the experience with my husband when I later got married. But my point is, if you have never experienced it, don't open your mouth to tell somebody that a story doesn't add up. It does not have to add up. It's not a Nollywood script. It doesn't have to add up to you, because even to you yourself that experience it, it's still not even adding up in your own head. And you keep reliving and reliving these experiences, and it just keeps damaging you. You just don't have an idea of how many people are out there that the reason why they are the way they are, could be male, it could be female, is because of this kind of experiences that they've had at one point or the other in their life. You see some people, they can't even stay in marriages, they don't know how to love somebody. It's because of these kinds of experiences. And then you are out there opening your mouth. I pray it doesn't happen to you or happen to somebody that you know, somebody that you really, really love or care about. Then you would understand why things happen the way they happen sometimes. Consensual or not, she was underaged, and this person we are talking about should have known better. So if you take advantage of somebody because of the trust the person has in you, it's totally wrong. Whether or not the person later enjoyed the process, no, that's not the point, that's not the problem. The problem is already that it happened is wrong. And the person that is involved, these are people that should know better. These are people that you look up to when you have the issues. These are people that you go to. Please, let's do better. Let's just do better. As a society, as human beings, as parents, as friends, and stop judging people. For whatever reason she decided to share her story, it is her reason, it is her story, it is her truth. If you don't have anything meaningful to say about it, please keep short. So that God will not give you, God will not give you, God is not a wicked God. Or the devil can give you a reason to be in the same situation, and then you would understand. This particular video might be sounding harsh, yes, it's because this is how I feel. And I just needed to get this out there. Please, let's just do better. Say no to rape, say no to child molestation in whatever form. Thank you guys for watching my video. Please, if you have not hit the subscribe button, please hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in my next video.